Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take you outside with me and we're going to get some things ready for fall and winter. I'm in southeastern Nebraska and I've got a lot of gardening to take care of before winter hits. So today we're actually going to be pulling out my CANNA bulbs and I'm going to show you how those overwinter, how you get them out of the ground, where you cut, where you store them, all those fun things. I am sorry about this really bad lighting. I am in my bathroom right now because it is the only place that is quiet
in my house.
And it's not even quiet. Look who comes. All right, let's go. So we are outside now. This is, like I said, guys, I have done no fall garden landscape cleanup at all. It's way overdue. But so we need to obviously remove that. That's a sun patient. But these are all my canna lilies and they are way past time of being dug up. I'm kind of worried about them because it's already froze considerably overnight a few times. And so I'm a little bit nervous about them, but we're going to pull them up and I'm going to show you how to, from start to finish, how to get them out of the ground and overwinter them. The only thing you're going to need is a 5-gallon bucket of some sort, some scissors, and CANNA bulbs. All right, guys. So we are going to get these out of the ground. I'm going to show you what to do with them. I hope this mic is working. It's really windy outside today. I hope me shuffling around and moving isn't going to cause it to be all icky. But anyways, I also don't have a great tripod setup or anything like that. So it's a really weird angle. It's just going to have to do. Now, sorry about that. Make sure you have a 5-gallon bucket and make sure that it is dry. Here we go. I can't believe I forgot this. You're also going to need a little handheld shovel. I'm going to go get mine. All right, guys, if this isn't the most dysfunctional video you've ever seen, the most dysfunctional like how-to tutorial, holy cow. Okay, so we're going to dig this one out. So this one is actually 2 bulbs and we're going to just loosen up around it. Usually the bulbs will have started to be pushing out around this time. And so it makes it a little bit easier to get to them. Whew. Look at that. Holy cow. Okay, so this is multiple of them. We've got at least 3 here, at the very least. So we're gonna kind of get, oh, look how beautiful that is. All right. So we need to kind of loosen this up. Honestly, I shouldn't have done it right now because this is just the day I had available, but it's really not a great idea because the ground is very wet. And so it's just going to make everything 10 times harder. I might have to actually dig some out with a shovel, like a foot shovel, to be honest with you, because the ground is just so wet and heavy with dirt. So I'm going to kind of get them a little bit cleaned off here. And then if you can, break them apart safely and go ahead. So I did. So that is the CANNA bulb. And then from there, you're going to take your garden shears, take it off. Okay, and since the ground is so wet, unfortunately, I'm going to have to take a whole nother another step of drying these out before I put them layered on top of each other in the bucket and into the basement where they're going to overwinter. I don't want mold growing on them or anything like that. So If you pull them out when the ground is dry, that is definitely most ideal, and it's going to be the best time saver for you. But I just haven't gotten into it this year. This is my first opportunity and probably my last opportunity before it gets way too cold, so this is what we're dealing with. So I gotta let that dry out, so this can go in your compost if you have it. Look at all these beautiful roots that this has, and I can definitely keep those. So I can do a couple things here. I can keep this as one huge chunk if I want, and I could just cut off the tops and take out more of the dirt, and as it dries, the dirt will fall off. Right now it's kind of mud, but remove all of this. I want them to be pretty nice and clean when I go put them in storage, okay? You would not want to put this in storage the way it is. First of all, it's like mud on there. It's too wet. That causes lots of problems, but also there's just too much dirt surrounding it. So as it dries, just take off the loose dirt, make it as clean as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't run it under water or anything like that, but just as clean as you possibly can. And you could stick this whole thing with these chopped off, okay? I could stick this whole thing into storage if I wanted to, or I can separate. And separating is just kind of pulling away. It's okay if they break, as long as you have a big enough piece, they'll be good. And you can see it already has started like a little bud system. They're really cool. So as I'm working through digging up all these CANNA bulbs all the way down, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what happens in the springtime. So I live in southeastern Nebraska. I am in zone 5B or the new 6A, I believe. And I will plant these bulbs in the ground after the last frost, like a hard frost. And then they will start sprouting up maybe in probably around like May, end of May time, beginning of June. And they bring just beautiful red flowers. If you're not familiar with what a canna lily is, they are just absolutely gorgeous. And every year that you plant these, they multiply. So every single year I give a bunch away to family and friends and neighbors, and they just keep multiplying. And so it's kind of like it just keeps giving, I guess you could say. And I love that about them, and it makes it so you can just have so many, and they are so absolutely gorgeous. So usually I will have already pulled them out by this time of the year for the fall time to overwinter. Usually I'm going to do that the end of October. I was a little bit late this year. Okay, so I totally forgot that I had these 2 pots of CANNA bulbs, and look at this. Oh, I can't even hardly pick it up. Sorry guys, it might be kind of loud because Frederick's blowing leaves, but check this out. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that root system. So even after giving so many away, I still had so many CANNA bulbs left over last year, and so I planted them in containers. And I would recommend planting maybe 1 at the most 2 in a container, because it got very root bound, and that's not the best thing that you can do for it. Okay, I've got all those. Now, I think these are all the roots, and there's way more down here underneath. Where are the roots from the other one? There they start coming up. We've got a lot of dirt on there because I put the other one in here to do it, but check this out. Wow, look at all those roots. So I think I'm just gonna leave this here like this for birds, bugs, wildlife throughout the winter. It can provide some shelter and some warmth. So just gonna leave that there. And here's what we are left with. I obviously have to pick up everything and clean up and everything, but it looks much better. And look at all the CANNA bulbs that I got. And this actually was taken before I did the ones in the containers even. And then I decided to do a little bit of garden work. I have neglected my garden, you guys, so bad this fall. Usually I already have everything pulled out. It's nice and clean, but I did get some things done, as you can see here. And then I left as much green as I could, and any flower that was still blooming, I just left it. I couldn't pull it out when it was still so gorgeous. I love winter for what it is. I appreciate the time of rest and the rejuvenation that it brings and things like that, but I just hate letting go of the spring and the summer and the flowers and all the beautiful living things. Thank you so much for being here with me today and spending the day with me pulling out the CANNA bulbs. We're going to go ahead and end today's video here. I would love it if you would leave any comments about any questions you have. Do you have CANNA bulbs at your house? Do you have to pull them out to overwinter? Are you in a zone where they can stay in the ground? I would love to hear all about your gardening adventures, and also if you are somebody who has questions, I would love to answer them. Thank you for being here with me today, and I will see you in the next one.